to make a dish called Addicted Chicken. It's breaded and baked, and then this beautiful sauce poured over it. So I'm going to start with a cup of flour in a Ziploc bag. I have 3 chicken breasts, skinless, boneless, that I've cut into strips, so they're like chicken tenders. I'm going to put them all in this bag and shake them around until they get coated with flour. Those are coated. Now I'm going to take 3 whole eggs. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water to make an egg wash. So what this is going to do is we're going to take our chicken that is in the flour. We're going to pull it out piece by piece and dip it in the egg and then the panko and then put it on our parchment-lined cookie sheet. There we go. So I have 2 cups of panko breadcrumbs right here. They're just plain. They're not even the Italian this time, so I'm going to have to use some salt and pepper to season. Okay, so egg, and if you've watched me do this before, I try to remember to do 1 hand in wet and 1 hand in dry, like this. And then we'll put it on the cookie sheet. And we'll continue until we have done that with all of our pieces of chicken. Now we have preheated the oven to 425 degrees. And we're going to bake these for about 25 minutes once we finish. So I used chicken breasts that I cut up. If you don't want to go through that step, you can buy chicken tenders at the store that are, I think they're called chicken breast tenders, that would work just the same way. You could just skip the step of having to trim and slice them. There we are. I'm going to take off my gloves. Move that around. I'm going to I have a teaspoon of salt that I'm just going to liberally sprinkle over the top. Since there's no flavor in the flour, and there's no flavor in the eggs, and there's no flavor in the panko, there will be some in the sauce, but we still need to make sure that there is enough on the chicken that it has some kind of flavor. And then I have a half a teaspoon of pepper that we're going to do the same thing with. There you go. Now we're going to put those in a 425 degree oven for the next 20-25 minutes. So our addictive chicken is in the oven, and now I'm going to make the sauce. I have a cup of barbecue sauce, and you can use any type you like. If you like it spicy, go with a spicy barbecue sauce. If you like it sweeter, I wouldn't recommend it, only because we're going to add a half a cup of brown sugar to our barbecue sauce. I juiced 3 limes, which made about 1/4 cup of juice. So if you don't have fresh limes, you can just use lime juice. 1/4 cup. And a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we are going to turn this on medium heat. I'm going to stir it all together. We are going to bring it to a boil, let it simmer for 5 minutes. And then we're going to toss our chicken in it. So our sauce is boiling. I'm going to stir it one last time. And I'm going to turn it down to about a 3 on my stove and let it continue cooking for the next 5 minutes. So our sauce has been simmering for the last 5 minutes. Now, all I'm going to do is turn off the heat. I'm going to take each piece of chicken and dip it in the sauce. Get it nice and juicy. And then put it on our plate. And we'll do that until we have coated all of the chicken. And then we'll be ready to eat.